Hi there. So today I'm going to add a little bit more information to some of the questions I left off last time, as in what is the etymology of realm. I wanted to discover a little bit more about Tiamat. We're going to talk some about fractalized consciousness and the moon, and then this John Levi's crater theory, and then the channel behind that. That man has a theory that I've never heard of, but I'm getting some interesting readings on. So I'm going to share all of this, and I'm going to have to put my glasses on. And then I received a comment on YouTube that included several things. This fella was talking about us being in Saturn and different things. Now, I get that that is not the case, but I did get some interesting answers because I had previously gotten from someone else that was declaring that we were in the moon, and I had asked, are we in the moon? And I was getting a yes, but then when I got a little bit more specific, I get that we are in the image that is on the moon, okay? But that is a holographic image that's in front of an artificial structure. The moon's actually like the Death Star, and it's what's holding our souls. That's the soul recycling center, all that. That's where they do the reincarnation. And a lot of times the terminology with this is very important. That's why you've always got to write it down. If you do any kind of dowsing, please write down your questions exactly as you ask them. Okay, so I'm starting on page 1 here. So in this YouTube comment, the guy says we're in an ice cage. I asked, are we in an ice cage? I get a yes. Are we inside Saturn? No. Now, all of these questions I have asked at least 3 times. Now, some back on this page back here, I've only asked once, and I'll tell you. I like to make sure. Typically, the answer does not change. If it does, I have to, I typically note if suspected interference or something like that. I try to notate as much as I can because my memory is good, but not perfect. Okay, so I get that we're not inside anything. We're on an infinite plane. Now, the image that's on the moon is our solar system. Like, that's our part of the universe. And then the plane just keeps going, okay? And then I do get, like John Levi is saying that we're in a crater, and then this other man saying we're in a crater. I do get, yes, we are in a crater. But it's not like, it's not in the moon or on the moon. It's like the picture of our whole solar system is on the moon, but we're just like part of it, the crater. And I get that that's the solar system, not the whole known universe. The whole known universe is out beyond that. But if that is true, that means that the solar system is huge compared to what we think. If we're only in like a little crater, I do get that that is the body of Tiamat. We are on the body of Tiamat, that Earth is, that is what that is. Interestingly enough, the night that I filmed the last video, I saw a video on Tiamat. I clicked on something about Sumerian myth. It's not something I would ordinarily watch, but for some reason I did. And it said, and I didn't know this, there's a Marduk and Tiamat allegedly got in a battle, and he placed her body in a net, coincidentally, or not, and made earth out of her body. She was thought to be a dragon serpent type creature. In this story, he allegedly filled an abyss with her waters, the waters from her head. I have always gotten the reading that we are in an abyss, and this YouTuber commented about an abyss. Okay. So I get a yes to this realm being in an ice cage. There is a black hole sun at the North Pole vortex. I still get that that is where we go to exit this realm. We would need our soul/light bodies though, and they're in the structure we call the moon. And I have had a dream before where well, it's not like a dream. It's like when you're falling asleep and you have those moments right before you lose consciousness where you envision something. But it's like it comes from elsewhere. It's not like really, or maybe it's coming from within you. I don't know. But it's not, it's like subconscious for sure. But in that, it was like the whole room exploded here, and then my head exploded with it, and I only went with one fractal, but it was like my consciousness went everywhere. And I ended up one time at the moon, then a base, and then I think one time just at the base. But we had to go to the moon, and I don't know. It's fuzzy too. Okay. But most definitely, like it was like an ice, like I was in an icy place. Okay. The image on the moon is the image of the actual solar system, not the whole known universe. I get that we aren't in the moon literally. We are in a crater in that image. So that image is like the plane of it's just a picture of like our system. And I don't know, I do feel somehow it's the projection of something. I still have trouble with how the moon just may be an artificially lit structure that just floats around. I have trouble with how the sun works. Okay, so I will link that crater video, and I'm also going to link that other man's channel because, I mean, he has this other theory that I'm going to talk about later in here, and it involves CERN, and yeah. I think he's on to something. Okay, so Atlantis was likely another crater and invaded here. Okay, now page 2. What the hell? Number 2, really? That don't seem right. Okay, whatever. So the Atlanteans don't feel like a benevolent race necessarily, and I've always felt that way. I mean, I don't know. I'll ask on that. I guess it's hard to get readings on Atlantis, though. It's like history's being wiped. There's a lot of interference. Anytime you ask about Atlantis or Lemuria, it's hard to get an answer. You got to do like where you just don't even write it down and just ask in your head, like before anything can know that you're asking. Okay, the divine creator, heart-centered / real people are ultimately one being or one consciousness. We are fractals of the one consciousness, and like we are individuals, and we are most likely, could remain and be fine to remain individuals, but then our own consciousness individually fractalizes too, like with each life that we live. So I get the reading that we are to gather our fractals. We need to gather our fractals. I'm going to explore that more in the next video. That's on my to-do list. And our telepathy has been turned off by technology of some kind. The memory wiping between lives is also not natural. We should be like learning in between lives and compounding our experience to, get out of here. I mean, if it isn't, even if it's an artificial system and the whole thing is to work our way up through the dimensions, we are being held here in the third dimensional reality as slaves, regardless of whether we're able to shut the thing down or what. We should at least be able to ascend through it. So these are the questions that I based that I wrote on. So does the black hole sun exist? Yes. Is it a portal to the abyss? Yes. The YouTuber said that. And it's at the North Pole, which is how I get that we have to get out. Is the demiurge an AI engine of manifestation? Yes. Are we in Saturn? No. Are we in the moon image? Yes. Are we in the moon structure? No. Are we in the Death Star? No. Is the moon the Death Star? Yes. Are our soul bodies in the moon? Yes. Does the actual moon structure look like the Death Star? Yes. Is Mercury the demiurge? Yes. Is the core of Saturn frozen? No. Is the moon the lens that covers the North Pole hole? No. And then I get yes to are we in an ice cage, and no to are we inside Saturn, no to inside Jupiter. I get that we're not inside anything. It's an infinite plane. Bless you. Why are you fake sneezing, sweetie? hold on just a second, honey. You don't need my coffee. Oh. Moon is artificial structure housing our soul/light bodies, has a holographic image of the whole solar, like solar, SOULAR system. We're in the crater, but it can also be like solar, SOLAR, like sun system. And then the word Solomon is sun and moon. So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how that works. I think it has something to do with polarity. You know, because the moon has cool light. The sun has, the sun has hot. I'm not entirely sure that it's the sun and moon themselves that make the light that way. It may somehow make the atmosphere make the heat and cool it down. I don't know. Honey, what's wrong? What do you want? Okay, let's see. What page am I on? I'll have to come back in a minute. I'm back. Okay. So, more from this YouTube comment, some more questions. Is this realm a birthing chamber? No. A womb? No. And then it came to mind, an artificial intelligence, biological cyborg type structure? Yes. I got a yes. I forgot to ask this question. I'll have to do it again next time. Oh crap, I forgot to ask all these. Okay. All right, I forgot to ask several questions here, so I'll have to incorporate that into next video. Let me, well, I have to mark it or something. I'll fold it. All right. Now, so, you know, I've been starting to feel that maybe some AI is neutral, like as if it starts out neutral, but then it becomes sentient, some of it, maybe not all of it. And it can be, say, it'll go bad or go good. I did finally ask if the demiurge was evil, benevolent, or neutral, and it did come up as a yes to neutral. So the moon is covered with a hologram image of the solar system. We are in the Earth crater. So far that we know that these bodies and realm are a prison or asylum for our true being, which is pure energy and consciousness. This being is held in a soul, which gets trapped in a body, like a light body, or some kind of real body, whatever that may be. You know, it could be a crystal body. I'm not sure. We are projected, I mean, our body is mainly crystals, like our bones are 65% calcite. You know, insulin's crystals. I mean, everything's crystals, really, on a molecular level. And on a molecular level, physical matter, I mean, it's all energy fields. Nothing really touches. Physical matter doesn't really exist. So, I mean, this is an artificial reality of sorts, as if it's all data. As in AI runs the realm, and we have nature is some type of a cyborg system, a biological cyborg type system. Now, interestingly enough, realm, you know, now Tesla was the one that was quoted as saying this is a realm. And, you know, was he a good guy or a bad guy? This theory that we're going to discuss in a minute, you know, I don't know. He's one of the first people I've heard examine it as maybe a nefarious thing, but he makes some very valid points. Okay, a realm is comes from kingdom, Old French royaume. It's defined as a kingdom in Old French. It comes from regimen in Latin, which is a system of government or rule, direct rule, keep straight, guide. And then, interestingly enough, in the late 14th century, it meant sphere of activity. So, I found those to be interesting definitions, or interesting etymology of the word realm. TIamat. So, that very night that I filmed the last video and said that I wanted to learn more about TIamat, I clicked on a thing about Sumerian myth, and it was talking about Tiamat, and it said supposedly she battled Marduk, and he placed her body in a net, of all things, in a net, and made earth out of her body. She was thought to be a dragon/serpent type creature. In this story, he allegedly filled an abyss with her waters, with their waters. Now, would an abyss be like a crater? Could a crater qualify as an abyss? I guess it would depend on how deep the crater was. I mean, what exactly, I'm going to look up what an abyss is. I mean, I don't know the actual definition. I do feel that the language is the key to this place. Okay, look up abyss. That's a good one. Okay. So, but a friend of mine left a comment that it was Nibiru electrostatic transduction system was the net in planet, and I did get that was correct. So, what exactly, is Nibiru? I mean, that's what I'd like to know. If anyone has any theories on that, on what Nibiru is, I would love to know. I mean, I'm not leaning towards heavenly body or anything like that. I've asked some questions on it before. I don't remember exactly what I've gotten. So I'm going to come up with a line of questioning about Nibiru and see if we can find what it actually is. Okay, now I'm on page. Oh, okay. So in this story, he made Earth out of Tiamat. And I did get that happened. She was a dragon. Now, I didn't get that Marduk and Tiamat battled, but she did battle someone. And the realm is made from her. It is in the bottom of an abyss. I did get yes to Mercury being the demiurge. Again, I asked that again. And then, demiurge is neutral, no to evil, no to benevolent. Is the demiurge infected? No. Is the consciousness infected? Yes. That's where the parasitic problem is. That's where the hijacking is. It's in the consciousness itself. Now, supposedly we can get rid of it, but every single person has to wake up. That's the only way to get rid of it. And then we have to somehow stare at each other. I don't know. That could be disinformation, but that's something that two secret space program people said. And Max Spears may have even talked about the parasitic consciousness infection, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, was this realm made from a dragon? Yes. Was it somehow hijacked by malevolent forces? I get a yes. Are we in an abyss? Again, yes. Is this world Tiamat's body? Yes. Does this realm world make more water? No. Is water being turned into oil? No. Someone had that theory. Is oil naturally occurring? Yes. Made by tech? No. Is there a reverse pyramid system involving a Merkabah destroying Earth's torus field? And I get a yes. And that is the theory of the guy that John Levi made his crater video after. It was that guy's theory. He's the one that has the crater theory. And I'm just getting confirmation that is correct. That we are in a crater, but it's not like in the moon. It's like we're seeing an image of the plane that we're on, and just our part of the plane, like the solar system. But then, we're in a crater, like if this is the image of the moon, the face of the moon that we're seeing, and it's got all these different little craters. Okay. We're literally just one of these little guys. This is us, okay? And then this whole thing here, I'm getting is the solar system. And so then it would be part of an infinite plane. Maybe more like other matrices. I don't know. This could be the entire third dimension. I have not asked on that. Is this image whole third dimension? I'm going to ask that. I'll get back to you. Because it could be that like each one is a different dimension. You know, I don't know. I still don't fully get what the other planets are, the wandering stars, what their function is. I do get that they are sentient, conscious beings. I don't know if they're here to monitor, to watch, to help, to hurt, to just part of the construct, neutral. I don't know. I may ask on planets. Neutral. I might do each individual one. Each individual one that we're told in our solar system. But then this guy, so in this other guy, I'll link his channel, but it's like Godgevlamste or something. I can't really pronounce it. But he's saying that Atlantis is another crater and that they somehow hijacked our crater, okay? I've always felt that the Atlanteans had a little bit of a dark energy, sinister energy. That might be who is known as the Nordics. Atlantis may actually be in the Pleiades. I may ask that because Atlantis is, you know, and the stars that we see could still be that map. Could be each individual crater, just each dot. Huh. And I wonder if Lemuria is in the Lyran star system. And then if this is our solar system, I mean, I don't know. I get that it's not the whole known universe. It is the solar system. Now, I don't know if that narrows down, if the solar system's just part. I don't know if I don't know if I'm asking that right and if it's narrow. I mean, the solar system is most definitely within that image. So I'll narrow some more of that down. Now, all right, so I am getting that, you know, the souls are held in the moon structure, and it's covered by a hologram, and that's a picture of the solar system, not the whole universe. Our realm isn't a crater. Are we hidden from the Creator? Yes. Does the Creator know? Yes. Did he always? No. Is he sending in help? Yes. And I felt this years ago. Are they here yet? It was actually 2015. Are they here yet? Yes. All of them? No. Is help still coming? Yes. Is the individual consciousness fractalized? Yes. Do we need to gather our fractals to get out of this matrix? Yes. Okay. Could a crater qualify as an abyss? Okay, I'll write that for next time. Don't know. This is the next time page, and I don't want to miss certain questions here. Because I often don't go back to the previous notes. It's just too confusing. I mean, once I decipher them and get them on video, that's enough. Okay, so we're on page, I've got, okay, 12. Okay, just a couple more things here. All right, so the John Levi Crater video, and I will link that in the channel that it comes from. Now, you know, this theory does resonate. Okay, and you know, one thing that he says, and I agree with, is that, you know, it's the words that really give us a lot of answers. I mean, I feel that the key to finding out what we need to know is in the etymology. The meanings are just hidden in these words. And you really got to dig deep, though. You got to look at all the meanings, all these different languages. I mean, and even an etymology dictionary is not giving you all of the meanings. I mean, I'm sure, like, for example, with realm, if I really delve further than the 2 etymology dictionaries that pop up on DuckDuckGo, I'm sure I could find more, but just that from that alone, you know, finding that a realm was some kind of kingdom or an organized, it's basically an organized system of government or rule, you know, that's what this place is. It's a realm, a sphere of activity. I mean, that's just a very interesting term, just in those alone. So, now, so this man's theory is that, okay, that the pyramid system, it creates, okay, if you have a torus field, the one thing that you can put a Merkaba in the middle of a torus field and it'll shred a torus field and tear it down, okay? You know what a Merkaba is, an 8-pointed star. And like, evidently that's, you know, that happens. You know, it makes logical sense. You know, if you've got a torus, it's like the donut-shaped thing, and you set a Merkaba, I mean, and that runs down over it, it would shred it. You know. Okay. So he says that the pyramid system created like a grid that made a Merkaba over the center of the earth or the center of the torus, and it breaks down the earth's torus field. And then I feel that is what is causing these cataclysms. Okay. When the and it's probably most likely part of a harvesting system. You know, they set up the parasites, they could enter, and each time, you know, they could do it a different way, or they could set up more controls, you know, and then control the next society even more and more. And as you can see, we are going to some kind of technologically terrible, just no privacy. I mean, well, as many of us can see, many are still completely blind and actually think some invisible boogeyman with a 99.6% recovery rate is coming to get them. But, so he's saying that the pyramid system created this reverse Merkaba that destroyed the Earth's torus field, well, and that CERN is doing the same thing. And I worked with a guy that first told me about CERN, and he was like, you could tell he was really disturbed by it on a subconscious emotional level. Like, he was partially a conspiracy theorist, but he couldn't go just full in because he didn't want to be like seen as crazy, and he wasn't necessarily the most intelligent guy in the world, and you know, he probably couldn't have researched a whole lot. I mean, but you know, his gut told him that certain things were right. Well, so this guy, you know, he linked this to CERN, that CERN is what is going to destroy the torus field this time. Well, so if the pyramid system destroyed the torus field one time and caused, say, the Great Deluge, you know, there could have been something on the Tower of Babel, the obelisks. What do they do? Could that have been another reset technology, another grid? I'm sure I've read many places, several places I've heard, read, seen in videos over the years that we've been reset, like this is the 7th time at least, you know, that the Homo sapien or the Homo species, there have been several Homo species, but this actually may be the first time with the Homo sapien species, but there's been other Homo species. Anyways, okay, so CERN restarts May 2021. I've got the reading before that the harvest is in April 2021, and I get that is it again. I'm still getting that. CERN, you know, wants to extend another year, run through 2024. They want to make sure to tear it down this time, I think the final time. And they think it's going to take them about 3 years to do. There's some biblical stuff about, 3.5 years till some kind of something or other. And then, you know, and that is the script being followed, hence the term scriptures. That is also why the Bible is available free everywhere by universal law. They have to tell us what they're doing. So that's why there's a copy of the Bible in almost every public place. People have to have major access to that because that's the playbook being followed. Now, I do feel that I've always felt my life would end by a cataclysm here, or often have, you know. I thought it would be when I was 20, but now I'm leaning more towards, because it was always 20, 20, 20, but now maybe I'm thinking 2020 is what started it all, and that's certainly proving to be true. And as far as, you know, all of this shenanigans going on with the 3D realm and the scamdemic, we need to, you know, stand up, not wear the muzzles, and, you know, not take tyranny. This is just clearly a war on the small business. They're wanting to collapse the financial system. They're trying medical mandates, and that's a slippery slope. You know, you give one medical mandate, and they're going to be saying, you know, you need to donate your organs for the greater good. Well, we just need to kill people with this for the greater good. And then somebody in your family's going to get that. I mean, I'm telling you. And then after this vaccine comes out for this, that's when the people are going to start dying. Okay, and then I told you so. I'm sorry. And if my one friend's dad, now if he gets another flu shot, he had a severe autoimmune reaction last year. I actually caught that he had heavy metal poisoning. I mean, they were telling me he was crazy. I was crazy and all this stuff. His family doctor, I don't know if he ever mentioned it to him, but his family doctor certainly didn't catch that. But as soon as he said something to his psychiatrist, he was like, oh yeah. And they tested him, and that's absolutely what he had. And I mean, he was near death. Okay, so I do feel that a mass exodus of humanity is coming, and it could be after a cataclysm. And, you know, if we all take this afterlife thing, this light tunnel system down together, the moon, go after the moon together, we can get it down. But I just, individually, I don't know. I think that's the action. That's what we got to do. We got to destroy the moon, but like together, like after a cataclysm. I know it's out there. And then we got to get our souls and go out to North Pole. Yeah. Okay. I got to go. I got some interesting stuff for next time. Have a good day.